You ever look at the cross, really look at it? Generally, we know what it means, what it represents. I've seen the symbol my whole life in various different ways. It's the top symbol of Christianity. It's how you recognize it. But it's also like decor. It's your jewelry. It's on clothing. It's even on some business cards. Now, listen, I'm not shaming anyone. I partake in that as well. But I think it's helpful from time to time to take a sober look at it. We do realize it's a symbol of death and brutality, torture. Many people lost their lives on that abominable thing. My ancestors were hanged from trees. I'm in no hurry to put a noose on my shirt. I don't care how good the design is. But we look at this one like differently, you know? Okay, so I'm recording this the night before Resurrection Sunday or Easter for most of you. And maybe you celebrate this day, or chances are it's a day that comes and goes and it doesn't alter your day one way or another in the slightest. But to understand why this day is so important, we first have to go back, because ultimately this day is about the story of Jesus Christ, who at the end of his 3-year ministry was accused of blasphemy and rebellion against the Roman government. He was betrayed by those closest to him. And if it wasn't the disciple who betrayed him in exchange for money, then it was the rest of the disciples who all but abandoned. He was denied, he was betrayed, falsely accused, and then finally murdered. When those who were in power could plainly see that this man was innocent, and instead of actually handing out actual justice, they instead bent the knee to manipulate a crowd, gave him a death that was reserved for the worst criminals, public executions. Now, just let that sink in. Public executions are done for a reason, and I'm gonna just go with two. The first is to dissuade the public for committing the criminal act that the one who's going on the cross is dying for. It's to show the people this is what you get if you break our rules. It's to show force. It's to show fear. It's to show who runs things. Essentially a deterrent. The second one is for entertainment. As sickening as that is, these executions were meant to draw a crowd. Imagine going to a sports game with the family, but instead you go and see a man who's brutalized for sport and then horrifically killed, and not a quick death either. That's the death Jesus got. It's a seemingly tragic end to an otherwise extraordinary life. Not the ending that his followers thought it was going to be. It left them devastated, depressed. Even Judas, the disciple who betrayed him, took his own life. And although prophecy predicted this, and although Jesus told his disciples what was going to happen, they weren't looking for it. No one believed he was going to rise again because it was never done before. Now, if you know someone, or you were someone who experienced the loss of a loved one and you had to bury them all in a matter of days, then you can imagine how Jesus' close loved ones felt. Now, remember, we're saying we're taking a sober look. Now, add this to the equation. What if you knew that the death that I described was given to an innocent man, was instead meant for you? Now, this is the offense of the gospel. It says we are guilty and deserving of death. Yes, the death given to Jesus is fitting for someone like me. Now, how many of y'all just seen a video of somebody being harassed, assaulted, or even murdered, and did it make your blood boil? And you knew this person deserved some punishment, deserved to even die even. Maybe you thought no mercy, no sympathy. You don't even want to waste time with a trial. You just want it done. Take your pick of any headline recently, and this is a common thought process when we see evil at work. Often I see people either imagining themselves or a family member as being the victim, or did we fantasize about ourselves and what we would do to the perpetrator? You know, that's who we imagine if that happened to us or happened to someone we care about. And the next line is usually going to be, what we're going to do to get them back. But no one puts themselves in the position of the guilty. Now, whether that's our self righteousness or our pride, it just feels wrong to do. No one likes being told that they are wrong and that we deserve death, and not a quick one. But that's just it. See, our sin is an undeniable crime that can only be paid for by death. Now rewind back to Jesus, who allowed himself to die so that we may be saved from the eternal consequences of sin. And not only that, but we can live apart from sin in this life, not just having sympathy for the guilty, but dying for them, for us. And on this day, we celebrate the third day, the day that Jesus Christ rose again. For when they went to the tomb was empty. And no, his disciples didn't steal his body, wasn't mass hallucination. Evidence points to the fact that Jesus Christ really did rise from the dead and was who he claimed to be. And because of that, we have an advocate with the Father who is now our Father, and we get to have purposeful life. In John chapter 11, verse 25, Jesus says, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me, even if he dies, will live. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. So wherever you are on your spiritual journey, maybe you accepted Christ or maybe you haven't, but irregardless, I want you to take a look at this cross and ask yourself, what does this mean to you? Okay, this is Sam Scribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good Resurrection Sunday, guys.